A tiny gorilla screamed for help, its fragile body locked inside the crushing grip of a massive anaconda. The snake's thick muscles pressed harder, slowly stealing the breath from the baby's chest. Loose dirt scattered in the air as the little one struggled desperately on a cracked old road cutting through the dense forest. From the nearby trees came a sound that froze every living creature, the mother gorilla's thunderous roar. It was not anger. It was pure, raw terror. The giant silverback exploded from the undergrowth, her entire body a storm of instinct, moving with unstoppable force toward her trapped child. The anaconda, sensing something bigger was coming, paused. Its tongue flicked in the air, detecting danger, its lifeless eyes locked onto the approaching beast. The jungle fell silent. Two deadly forces were about to collide. She crashed forward, slamming her fists into the ground with such intensity that the vibration could be felt through the stones beneath. Her entire existence narrowed to one thing saving: her baby. But how did this nightmare begin on what was a calm morning deep in the African wild? Just moments earlier, in a peaceful forest clearing bathed in golden sunlight, a group of gorillas were quietly going about their daily habits. The wind rustled the tall grass, birds called from above, and the sound of soft grunts filled the air. Among them played a young gorilla, barely older than a toddler. His world was simple discovery, movement, curiosity. His attention was caught by a butterfly with bright wings dancing just out of reach. Laughing softly, he chased it with small, clumsy steps, arms swinging through the air. The butterfly floated further, pulling him along without warning. His mother watched with love, her huge body still, but her eyes tracking his every movement. She knew this was how he would learn. She trusted him with space, but kept her senses sharp. The butterfly drifted closer to the edge of the trees, toward a long-forgotten human-made path. Faded and broken, now hidden beneath wild grass. The little one stepped closer, fascinated. The sun heated the old road, warming the surface. He walked across, unaware that the world was about to change. Coiled in silence beside the path, nearly invisible in its pattern, the anaconda waited. Its body soaked up the sun's warmth. It made no sound. It did not move. Then, in an instant, it attacked. The young gorilla had no time to react. 1 second he was stepping forward, the next, wrapped in a living trap. The snake's coils circled around his chest, pinning his limbs. His playful cries turned to shrill panic. Back in the clearing, the mother's ears caught the noise. Her calm vanished. The nurturing gaze turned to a mask of primal defense. She moved. Through the trees she charged, knowing only that her child was in danger. But as she arrived, another story began. Two vehicles were approaching along the same road. In the lead jeep sat Mark, a veteran park ranger with 2 decades of experience. His partner, David, younger and full of energy, followed closely. As their vehicles turned the corner, they were met by a sight neither would forget. The massive gorilla was wrestling with a giant snake. Her child was hidden beneath the coils. David threw open the door, ready to run. Mark grabbed his shoulder. "Stop. Think. We must not rush." His voice was steady. David hesitated. "We cannot let it kill the baby." Mark nodded. "I understand, but she is not thinking. To her, we are intruders. She will destroy us if we get too close. That silverback is not thinking with reason. She is thinking with fury and fear." Both men stared at the scene ahead. The mother fought wildly, her arms trying to pry the snake's body away. But the anaconda squeezed tighter. Each pull from the gorilla caused the snake to press harder. The baby's eyes began to dull. Its body grew limp. Dust floated gently around the chaos. The men had seconds. Mark said one word: "Poles." They opened the back of their vehicle and pulled out long metal rods used for pushing brush. Not weapons, but tools of survival now. Their plan had to be perfect. One mistake, and 3 lives could be lost. The men approached in a wide curve, careful not to move straight toward the gorilla. She saw them. Her roar changed pitch. Now she faced 2 threats. Mark whispered, "Distracted. I will push the coil." David jabbed his pole toward the snake's tail, pulling its attention. Mark moved in from the opposite side. He slipped the end of the pole under one tight loop and leaned all his strength into it. The snake thrashed. Its body snapped and twisted. The mother gorilla was knocked back, but did not retreat. The anaconda turned, mouth wide, aiming for Mark. David hit again, striking the thick muscle, just enough to confuse. Under pressure from both sides, the snake's grip began to weaken. Mark pushed harder. Then it happened. A gap opened. One coil slipped. The snake unraveled, its focus broken. Its survival instincts kicked in. Without a sound, it slid away. Into the forest, vanishing into the deep green. Stillness followed. But the silence was heavy, filled with fear. The baby lay still, no motion, no sound. The mother knelt, touching her child with shaking hands. She let out a low sound, deep and broken. Grief. The snake was gone, but the battle had changed. Now they faced a quiet enemy death. Mark dropped his pole and moved forward. David stayed back, ready to protect if needed. Mark walked slowly, hands out, eyes lowered. He made himself smaller, non-threatening. The mother watched, her body rigid. Her arms hovered over her baby. Mark knelt near her. No words. Just trust. Then the moment arrived. She looked into his eyes. Something passed between them. She reached down and nudged the baby slightly forward. It was a gesture no one could teach. A gesture of trust, of desperation. Mark touched the baby's chest. A faint pulse. Weak. Time was running out. He began pressing carefully. Chest compressions for a creature born in the wild. His hands moved with care. He pulled out a cold pack, cracked it, placed it on the baby's head. The mother did not move. She stayed close, eyes locked on every action. Then movement. A cough. A shiver. The baby gasped. Breath. Life. The gorilla scooped up her child, pressing him to her chest. She checked his face, his limbs. She held him like all mothers do, soft and strong. Her rumble changed. Now it was calm, relief, peace. Before disappearing into the jungle, she turned. Her eyes met Mark's. No fear, no hate, only recognition. She held his gaze, then melted into the shadows, her baby safe in her arms. Mark and David stood alone. The forest returned to normal. But they had seen something rare. Not just survival, but connection. In the heart of danger, a line was crossed. Between species, between instincts, between fear and trust. What remained was not only a memory, but a lesson. That love, courage, and sacrifice exist beyond words, and beyond boundaries. And sometimes in the most violent moments, the most beautiful truths are revealed.